So the question is this still the best beach in Cornwall?
We have walked all the way to the other end of the beach, to Logan Rock. We've never been able to do this before.
We've come down to Perranporth beach because there's a really cool tidal pool here.
And it's very similar to Dartmoor. There's a lot of tours in Dartmoor as well. Hi everyone, and welcome to our channel. We are Hannah and Johnny, also known as Finding Our Adventure. In 2020 we converted our Ford Transit to live in full time. Since then, we've been on an endless adventure with our two cats, Tia and Sky, exploring, living and working in our tiny home. Join us each week for a new episode of Finding Our Adventure.
Good afternoon everybody and welcome to another episode of Finding Our Adventure. We've come down to Perranporth beach because there's a really cool tidal pool here that we've been wanting to come to for the last few years, and Hannah's just been for a swim. I've got some epic drone footage. The sun is setting now and we're going to head to the watering hole to get a drink.
We've just arrived in Zennor and the sun is shining. We're going to go on a lovely coastal walk and we can see the sea already. And it's warming up actually. So we are going to walk to Gunnard's Head, I think it is, and it looks like it's got some beautiful beaches and coves, and the colours are amazing. There's beautiful heather, like all these lovely purple foxgloves as well, which just make a lovely contrast to the blue sea. So Zennor is a lovely little village, and there's a car park which is free to park in. There's a suggested donation of £1, and there's also a pub and a cafe as well. So it's a nice place to just maybe come for a day out, go for a walk, and then treat yourself to some food or drinks afterwards.
This area was a very active mining area, and there's a lot of shafts and stuff that are off the path here, so there's a sign that says don't wander from the path basically. So it's really important when you're walking around Cornwall in these areas to stick to the footpath, because there's unknown dangers that you just wouldn't be aware of, especially with all the bushes and everything on either side. You don't want to get yourself into trouble and fall down what could potentially be a very, very long drop. So yeah, stay to the paths and you'll have a great time.
Right, high up on the exposed cliff of the Tin Coast, part of the Cornish Mining World Heritage Site. That's what we're on.
So we just found another sign that says danger open mine shaft, and we think the mine shaft is just behind us over here somewhere. So yeah, it is really important to stay to the paths, because it's just, you just don't know and you could just fall down and then die.
Yeah, that would not be fun.
Yeah, so
let's carry
stick
on
to the paths.
Stick to the
You say take me on a treasure hunt. I long for something new. Have you heard the fairies when they sing and dance? Oh, I wish it was me.
The tide is coming in, so we cannot make it to the beach. And Johnny just put the drone up, and it's beautiful. There's all these ruins everywhere along this stretch of the coast, and absolutely spectacular views from here. There's a big cave over there, and all the rocks are just like spiking up. So we're just heading to the headland now, and I think that's going to be our halfway point. Have some lunch and then head back. We've made it to the halfway point, So we've made it to Gurnard's Head, I think that's how you say it, and we've just had some lunch, and we've also spotted a seal just been bobbing in the sea, just with his head poking out, or her head poking out. And yeah, it's really lovely here. It's got tors, so like these big mounds of rocks that kind of come out of the hills, and it's very similar to Dartmoor. There's a lot of tors in Dartmoor as well, and this particular stretch of the Cornish coast has quite a few tors as well, so it reminds me a little bit of Dartmoor, and yeah, but it's got a beautiful coastline as well. We've just been admiring the view, and we're going to head back now and maybe treat ourselves to an ice cream, because there's a really good looking cafe there back at in the village, so I think we're going to head back now. That's good. Thank you. What flavour did you go with?
Chocolate.
Chocolate, not chocolate orange then.
No, I don't have it. I just don't understand the logic of that. Land's End coaster. It's so stupid. Like, they should just have minibuses.
Johnny just had to reverse down the lane for this massive bus that just came around the corner. It's just the funniest thing.
Just reversing down a lane on a tiny little lane with a blind corner.
The blind corner. And the bus driver's just going like this, like, reverse, reverse. So, luckily we've got a reversing camera and I'm able to help a little bit. But yeah, then a van came like
almost into the back.
Yeah, speeding around the corner. We've just parked up at Sennen Cove, which is one of our favourite places that we went to last year as well, but we're just here for sunset, I think, and cook dinner, and maybe let the girls out for a little walk. But the sun is shining, it is a beautiful day, and we're actually just watching some paragliders who are just running off the cliff here, which is really pretty to watch. So yeah, absolutely lovely day. Happy.
Tia is having the best time in the sun rolling around, and she's made herself a little grass hammock in the bushes, and I think she's probably just going to fall asleep in there actually. So I'll give you a quick show where she is.
Here we have Sky digging a hole, and she's made it to the soil. Don't know what she's found. She's actually supposed to be... Oh look, now she's looking all cute. Oh, Sky. You proud of your hole that you've dug? Her breed is actually supposed to be one of the most dog-like cat breeds, which is an interesting fact. So she actually fetches things like socks and lots of like other things, like slippers as well. She grabs them in her mouth and she brings them to us. And rope as well, she does that. So yeah, it's the first time I've ever heard of a cat doing that. But if you know any cats that do that as well, let us know, because Sky is a very interesting little cat, but she's very loving. Look at this. You're lovely. Good morning everybody. So we have woken up this morning and we have made our way to the Botallack mines. It's basically a huge area of the coastline here on the northern coast of Cornwall that is covered in lots of tin mines, and it is part of the Cornish Mining World Heritage Site. There is a lot to see around here, so we're going to go for a little wander and see what we can learn about the history of mining here in Cornwall. Okay, so the first thing that we found is these tunnels. There's like multiple different tunnels just behind me here, and they were used to store arsenic, which was a byproduct of when they were mining for the tin, and they used to use it, so it was very valuable, so it was used for painting and pesticides. So yeah, it's amazing how well preserved these structures have been kept, and just everywhere you see along this coastline you just see mining history and remnants of buildings all along every angle that you look. So it's very impressive. So just behind me here there are two engine houses, that are called the Crowns Mines, and they are really well known for being back in the 19th century. Actually, a lot of Victorians came and were able to go inside and visit the mine, but it's on a spectacular location. It's literally right on the cliffs just there, and it was also filmed in Poldark, the TV series. We followed the path all the way down, and you can actually get right next to the buildings just here, and it's just absolutely incredible. They are perched right on the rocks, right next to the ocean, and it's just such a dramatic view from here. One of them I think was a steam house, and the other was the engine room. So yeah, we're just going to go and explore around those buildings now. The day is so clear today, the ocean is pretty clear, that I think we can see the Isles of Scilly, which is really cool, and we're not far from Land's End Airport, so there are lots of planes coming overhead. So in typical Cornish fashion, we are in a queue on a country lane because a bin lorry and a coach basically had a confrontation. They met at a very narrow point on this lane where we're just literally not that far from the car park, about 2 minutes, and yeah, neither one was backing away. So now the bin lorry has won, and he's making the coach reverse all the way back. We have made it to Cape Cornwall after the drama with the coach. We've made it, and there is a choice of a gentle approach or a steep ascent, and we've chosen the gentle one. So yeah, we're gonna make our way up to the top of the hill. Looks like there's a monument at the top, and it looks like incredible views from up there as well. There's lots of seabirds and rocks out and about, so beautiful flowers and perfect weather. Couldn't ask for more.
We've just come back to where we were last night at Sennen Cove, and I think we're going to spend the rest of the afternoon on the beach. It's looking beautiful, the weather's glorious, and so we're going to have a really nice relaxing beach afternoon after the last couple of days of exploring quite a bit. And then we're going to see what we're going to do after that. Probably head to Pedn Vounder maybe to go get some supplies, because we've got an exciting few days coming up. We've just come back up from the beach. It was a really nice day, and just cooking dinner at the moment and making a chili con carne. And yeah, Hannah's taken both Tia and Sky outside for a little walk. They really like it here. They've been desperate to get out for a little walk all day because we took them for their walk last night, so they're really enjoying it. There's lots of grass for them to roll in and have a nice time, and I think we're going to cook this dinner and then sit outside and watch sunset, hopefully. Good morning everybody. We have just arrived back at one of our favourite places in Cornwall. We are in the village of Treen, and we've come here again because it's where one of our favourite beaches is. And yeah, it's just as beautiful so far as it has always been, but we typically park in the Treen car park, but the prices have actually increased this year. So they've gone up from £6 overnight to £10 for 24 hours and £4 for all day parking. But we have noticed that you can pay £10 for 24 hours and not have to pay the day rate anymore, which means that it's only gone up by £2, because it was £2 for all day parking last year and then £6 for all night, so it's not too bad considering the other price increases around Cornwall.
Yeah, not too bad.
No.
But one thing we have noticed, because it is a car park and there are people with their awnings out and their chairs and everything, and it's not a campsite.
Yeah.
So
it does say as well, no awnings and everything like that, and we are worried that when people take advantage of really cool places like this, that it's going to just make it more expensive and maybe get vans banned from there. So
yeah, so it's just to be aware if you are planning to come there, just to be sensitive and, you know, not take the mick. But,
yeah, because literally there is nowhere else to park for this beach that we're going to.
We got time on much I can find my way. We got everything here, at least to stay alive, and the time that we share makes it.
We've just made it back down to Pedn Vounder beach, and it's still just as beautiful as ever. The tide's on its way out now, so in a little bit we'll go and wade out to the sandbar, and I think we're just going to enjoy the day here. We're actually planning to probably come for the next 3 days because it's the best weather of our trip for the next 3 days. So I think we're going to make the most of the sun.
Time off, I think.
Yep.
But we'll take you guys along with us, and we're gonna. There's a few little like hidden spots as well. There's the main beach, and then there's a few little. Once the tide goes out, you can go around some other little coves. So there's a few people paddle boarding as well, and some nice waves.
But there's only a handful of people this year. This time last year, the beach was quite busy. But I mean, it's only 10:30 at the moment, so it could get busier. But so far, it's pretty quiet, and we'll go explore in a little while.
Look ahead, the sea is calm, and I know we've been through a lot, but just wait. Wait for better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just.
The tide is exceptionally low today, so we've been able to walk all the way around from where we've been sitting on the beach, all the way around to these other coves. Last year when we were here, we didn't get such a low tide, and we weren't able to walk all the way around, but it did have the cool sandbar in. So the tide is really low. It's not quite a spring tide, because if there's a spring tide, you can walk all the way around to Porthcurno, I think. But yeah, it's really cool. So we're going to explore these little coves and these little beaches that you can't normally get to, and we're going to see what they're all about.
We have walked all the way to the other end of the beach, to Logan Rock. We've never been able to do this before, down on this beach. It's crazy, the tide is completely out, and I don't know if it's like a spring tide, is that what you're saying?
I don't think it's a spring tide,
it's not spring, is it?
It's a very low tide. On a spring tide, I think you can walk round to, well, you can, I guess.
Yeah, you can walk around to Porthcurno.
Porthcurno, so it must be a spring tide today.
Wow. Yeah, we're lucky that we've made it here today.
We've had a lovely day on the beach, and now we're heading back to the van. Gonna go check on Tia and Sky, make sure they're okay. And it's clouded over a little bit now, but I think the cloud's gonna break, and we'll come back out for sunset. But yeah, we're just gonna go rest a little bit, have some snacks, get some fresh water, and then we'll come for a little wander later for sunset. And we might also have an outdoor shower as well to wash all the sun cream off. So you might be wondering how we do outdoor showers.
Yeah, tell everybody how you do it.
We fill a kettle up with water, so we boil a kettle of water, and then we put that in the bucket down here, and then we fill the bucket of water halfway, so the bucket is then half full with water, and then we just chuck our shower pump in there, which is a shower pump that's just like this, and then we can have an outdoor shower. And we use eco-friendly soaps,
and it's got a little suction thing up there so it can keep the shower up as well, and it's exactly the same system that we have inside the van as well.
and that's how you have a refreshing shower after the beach in vans.
So you're not covered in sticky, salty
sun cream and sun cream. But we can do it in the van as well, but when it's sunny and fairly warm like this, it's nice to have it done, and it's a pretty good view as well.
We are all freshened up after our shower, we've just had dinner, and we are now heading back to the coast. We've decided to come out for sunset. We've made it a bit of a habit where we've been watching the sunset pretty much every night, and it's been amazing. Each evening we've had incredible sunsets, so we're going to go see what it's like this evening. bit of a liability at the moment in my new sandals. Okay, I keep slipping. Slipping on the dust. Did it earlier as well. Johnny just said I'm a liability, which is true. I am very clumsy, so I have to keep my eyes on the path at all times.
Have to keep her away from the cliffs.
Yeah, that's quite hard whilst trying to film yourself as well, so it's even more of a challenge.
We've just enjoyed that beautiful sunset and we're going to head back to the van now, and we'll catch you guys in the morning when we head back to the beach.
Good morning everybody. So we've woken up to a beautiful sunny morning once again. I think there's going to be a heat wave across the UK over the next couple of days. So yeah, we chose the perfect place to be for a heat wave. And this morning I've got my gear out. I've just got to grab my weights that are in here. And I'm going to do a workout.
We are off on a little walk. We're going to walk across the coastal path along to Porthcurno and just have a little wander around there. And yeah, we're going to take you and show you what that beach looks like. And if you're curious about any of our other videos that we've filmed from our time in Cornwall from last year and stuff, then we've got a playlist that you can watch all of those videos and see what other places we've explored. And so yeah, we're hoping the sun's going to come out later and we'll be able to go to the beach and take some photos. But for now, we're just going to go on a little walk. We've just got to the top of the cliffs overlooking Pedn Vounder and Porthcurno, and it's absolutely beautiful. Even though the sun's not out at the moment, the ocean and the sea colour is still beautiful and turquoise. So I think we're just going to sit here for a bit, watch the water coming in. Tide's still going out right now, and then we might head up to the top of where Minnoch Theatre is to get a Cornish pasty maybe.
That sounds good.
So the ticket office outside the Minnoch Theatre that normally sells pasties haven't got any left. So we're going to option number 2, which I think is a little cafe in Porthcurno.
It's just down the road, I think.
Yeah, it's just down the road in Porthcurno. So we're going to go have a look there and see if we can get one, and then we'll probably sit on Porthcurno beach to eat our pasties.
Looks good. You're literally in the trees. We have made it to Porthcurno beach, and we're just going for a little stroll along the beach. We're on a little sandbar at the moment actually, and it's still pretty cloudy but feels really stuffy. It's quite humid, and the rest of the UK I think have got a heat wave today, but it's still very beautiful here.
We are just heading back down to Pedn Vounder beach because the sun is just popping out and there's a photo I really want to get. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we get just enough sun and the tide is in just enough that we can get this photo. And then I think after that we're going to head to Penzance because we actually ran out of gas in the van, and so we can't cook anything, so we need to go find some gas. We're also getting a very full toilet and we're very low on water, so we need to go do some chores this weekend and finish editing the next episode. And yeah, just get things all sorted, ready for next week.
If I wrote you a song, if I got every word perfectly weighted on a thin piece of paper, would it make any difference? Would it change for the better? If I wrote you a poem, if I posted a letter?
So I think that was a success. The sun has just come out and lit the beach up just enough to get some cool photos. And there's no one here because the tide's coming now. Just behind me here where we were walking the other day, and there was sand there, and this is how far the tide comes up. So you have to be quite careful here because you can get cut off, but It's still a fairly low tide at the moment, so it's not going to come all the way up, and we've been able to get those shots in a safe way. And yeah, it's just such an epic place, and this is like my favourite time of day to be here because there's no one here and we've got the whole place to ourselves. It's nice and warm, it's sunny, and it's just really calm and peaceful. So the question is this still the best beach in Cornwall? For me, it's a yes, and I think it's only got better this year because a lot of people have gone back on holidays abroad, so it's quieter than ever. The walk down here is tricky, so that does put a lot of people off as well. The colours of the water, the golden sand, all the cliffs around it, it just makes it the perfect beach.